Hello and welcome to GameRomp Easy Mode. It's been a while, but we're back again. Gonna try this podcast thing again. We took a nice long hiatus.
Yeah, it was quite a few months, like 6 months, half a year.
Yeah, I think we just stopped after December.
Basically.
We took our Christmas break and never came back.
I know it's been a long Christmas.
But I don't know. I've kind of missed it, so
Yeah, I finally got back into the thing of playing more games. And now that we do have plans of continue streaming and I can edit things for YouTube, and at least now hopefully like every week or so we'll have a little bit different games to talk about. Instead of just the same thing over and over again, or like, how whatever you play this week? Nothing. With me, so.
and just like the other stuff that's going on too. Like we just saw all the game shows. So.
Oh yeah, well that's a lot to talk about.
Do you want to talk about any of the cool things we saw that you were interested in? We don't have to talk about all of it because obviously there was way too much.
Well, the only thing I was thinking of that I wanted to okay, maybe two things. Today we just watched the Nintendo Treehouse Direct thing.
Oh yeah.
So I was thinking like, oh, I wonder if they'll show any like updates for Tomodachi Life, which they kind of did and they kind of didn't. They showed things of Tomodachi Life that I haven't seen in the game yet. And this is including whatever I've played and whatever I've seen other people play. Haven't seen those things, but they didn't mention a new update with those things. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. Then the other thing was seeing Pokopia, or Pokopia, however you want to pronounce it. And like, it looks good, but I can't play the game. So all it did was give me heartbreak.
Well, I mean,
I was not happy about the Nintendo Direct.
I think you get that a lot with any of the game stuff now because our computers are old and we don't have any of the big modern consoles. Like, I was excited for Monster Hunter Wilds back in the day, but my computer can't handle it. And now
it still can't handle it. I'm assuming they fixed it.
I don't know because I don't have it. I could buy it. Like, I could technically. It's on sale. I could buy it on Steam and then like try it for 2 hours, see how it goes. But I kind of don't think it will run. And I don't know. I'm split. Part of me wants to try it, but the other part of me wants to just wait until I have a computer strong enough to just run it properly. There are other games I could be playing, so I'll probably just wait. But yeah, that was definitely one of the games I was thinking about.
There was almost a little bit of excitement with the Ocarina of Time, what I assume is like a remake or whatever you want to call it. But then Link, and I'm sure actually I saw comments on Blue Sky, a lot of people said this. Link looked like a child's body with a man's head, and that's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't really care about it. I mean, Ocarina of Time is a good old game, I guess, but I
haven't played it since I was a kid. I didn't touch the 3DS remake or whatever. So
unless they change a lot, I don't need a straight remake. If they end up changing a lot and it's kind of like Breath of the Wild in some ways, then maybe, but
be interesting.
If it's just the same thing again, I don't really need it. Which is funny because I wouldn't mind a Dragon Quest V remake. We saw Dragon Quest Monsters. And I was saying about the characters, right? Those 3 characters are from Dragon Quest V.
And you said that was the most popular, right?
Dragon Quest V is probably one of the most, if you ask Dragon Quest fans, that's probably on the top as far as like their favorites, I think. I never finished it. I did play a lot of it. I got to the point where you're married and you have kids, and I can see why people love it. I just never got around to finishing it, sadly. I would love if they remade that. They remade 7 like twice. They should remake 5, which is like the most popular one. Especially now if they're bringing back the characters anyways in this new Dragon Quest Monster game. So that was an interesting one, I guess.
And I think the Dragon Quest Monsters, that's on Switch 2 only.
No, that's probably coming out on everything.
Oh, right.
It'll probably be on Steam, honestly.
Okay, if we can play it on the computer, that doesn't matter.
Because I know the other Dragon Quest Monster games are on Steam as well.
True.
But obviously, in a Nintendo Direct, they're not going to say you can buy it on PC. We'll see. I think there was a little bit of Fire Emblem, not enough for me to like get too into. It's just like some new Fire Emblem videos, but they didn't really show that much.
So how do you feel about Fire Emblems? Just as a quick aside, is it kind of just like, yeah, I like the old stuff and I was really into it, and then they just started making all this new stuff too changey or whatever?
I really liked both of the Fire Emblems on Switch, but I liked them both for different reasons.
Mm.
The last one was Engage, which had a terrible story and some really ugly, dumb looking characters. But like the combat was really good. The animations were really good, especially in the combat. So I was looking like I'm hoping that they whoever did the animations for Engage, I hope is doing the animations for the new one, because the new one seems to be harkening back towards Three Houses. So the three houses visually was not as good as Engage or the animations, but the story and characters were a little more interesting, I would say.
So it's almost like which each game, newer game, they get like half of it right and the other half is lackluster.
It just depends. I mean, I say the story for Three Houses is better, but it's not like it's probably one of the better Fire Emblem stories, I guess I would say. A lot of the Fire Emblem stories are kind of just generic. Oh, there's this evil guy and he's going to do evil things. So I don't know what the new story is going to be like. It's gonna. I mean, it definitely has characters from Three Houses. I'll say that much. So we'll see. But if it's only on Switch 2, it doesn't really matter. I don't have a Switch 2, so we'll see. I think that was it. The new single player Splatoon looks cool, but again, we don't have a Switch 2, so whatever. As for the other shows, there's a lot of new Star Trek games, which is interesting.
Yeah, you mentioned there was like what, two or three?
There's two new ones that were announced, and the third one was the one that came out not too long ago with Janeway,
Oh, okay, that one.
Voyager, basically. But the new one is like one's a survival horror with Ensign Ro from TNG, and the other one is more like a city builder, and you're like building a city or like a colony on this one planet, and apparently some stuff happens. The trailer didn't show too much, so
Okay.
I don't
Well,
know
that's
what the
unfortunate.
concept. I should show you that trailer later, anyways.
Yeah, true. Because, like, I'm vaguely sometimes into city town builders or what have you.
Mm, there was a cool trailer for a game called, I think it was One Hit Fighter or something like that, which is like a fighter roguelike, which I kind of like that idea. Because a lot of the roguelikes, like Vampire Survivor, for example, the gameplay loop is kind of neat, but it's like there's not much to it. Whereas this, it's like you're building your character as you go through these stages of a fighting game, and you get to pick like, oh, this time maybe it'll have this attack, or maybe your character will do this attack, and like there's different. I don't know. It sounds very interesting to me, so I'm kind of intrigued by that. Was there anything at Jeff Keighley's show that really just wowed me? I don't think so. I mean, there was some more Ace Combat stuff, but I already know I'm basically day one for Ace Combat 8.
I can't think of anything that comes to mind, but no, I don't remember.
No, so yeah, there's a bunch of shows that we just. I guess we're kind of picky. Like there was some Final Fantasy VII stuff, but I don't really care about Final Fantasy VII remake. You know what I kind of am curious to try is I'll have to show you this later. The Final Fantasy VII old version, but on PC, heavily modded. You can change like the graphics and stuff. And like somebody has gone in and actually voice acted everything. Like a
Jeez.
professional voice acting team went in and voice acted every NPC, not just the main characters. So it's kind of it kind of makes me think of Final Fantasy Tactics,
Mm.
where it's like, oh, everything got voice acted. And at first I was like, that game doesn't need it. But I don't know, maybe it could be fun, especially
If
if I'm
they do a good enough job, I mean, hey.
yeah, especially if I play it like with you.
Mm.
And the beauty of the original Final Fantasy VII is there's not a lot of padding. Like it'll be a lot faster to play through that versus like 3 games worth of Final Fantasy VII in this remake version. So maybe that would be fun to do.
And yeah, if things are voice acted, that makes streaming it a little bit easier.
Yeah, yeah, that could be fun.
I do remember that Day of the Devs had a few more games, as it seems usually that the indie game streams or releases or world premieres or whatever you want to call them tend to hit a little bit closer to home for me than, the Jeff Keighley and AAA super $1 million for showing
Yeah.
shit.
There's I think only one more AAA game that I will say that I'm kind of looking forward to, and that's Persona. both Personas, but Persona 4 remake looks pretty good, so that'll
Fair,
be
because they showed like a thing for Persona 6, but they didn't actually show anything. So
yeah,
it's kind of like when Elder Scrolls came out with like, oh look, we're working on this, and then like 5 years later, there's fucking nothing going
yeah,
on.
basically. And Persona 4 has been confirmed to be on Game Pass day one, so
Mm.
could do that. I love Persona 4, even if I know the story already. I just being in that world again would be fun.
See, now there's an interesting thing to me. You've played Persona, and certainly a lot more recently than Ocarina of Time. But you're more than happy to replay Persona even though you know the story and you've gone through all that. But then when Ocarina comes up, you're like, nah, I played that years ago.
Maybe because there's just not much to Ocarina. Like I remember all the dungeons. There's no like interesting character moments. At least in Persona, I don't remember all the character moments with like the confidant stuff, right?
Hmm.
Especially for like all the characters. Like when I first played through Persona 4, I ended up with Chie. And I'm probably still going to do that because I love Chie. But I barely remember the other confidants. Like Kanji was struggling with masculinity or something. Or people were like, I don't remember exactly. And how are they going to handle that now? Like Kanji, I think, and the other character is Naoto. I forget if
The
that's her name.
crossdresser.
Yeah, where she's like she presents as a guy, but she's a girl.
Hmm.
And there's no, I don't, at least in the original game, there's nothing about trans there. It's just, I mean, also it's Japan, so it's different, right? But
Hmm.
anyway, there a lot of that stuff with the characters and like hanging out with them and seeing their stories unfold. I don't remember a lot of that. I remember the main story, who the main antagonist is, and I remember when I played it the first time, I was blown away because I did not expect. A lot of people say they saw it coming, but it took me by surprise. So I'm kind of sad you know who the bad guy is, but it'll still be fun to see the play through it. And also it's just fun. I just love that combat system and like all the personas and the monsters that you can collect. So yeah, I would definitely up for playing that again.
I guess, but considering how different the single graphic they showed us for Ocarina of Time, I would be honestly surprised if they updated the graphics but somehow didn't update literally everything else.
I mean, look what they're doing with Star Fox. That's basically exactly the same. And this is also an N64 game. So
Yeah, I guess that's
I'm
fair.
not going to hold my breath, but I would want them to change a lot.
Because they could definitely flesh out the world. I mean, the N64 could only handle so much. You go into Hyrule Field, and other than the skeletons spawning
Yeah,
around you, there's not much
there
else.
really wasn't that much. And also, I still haven't played Tears of the Kingdom, so I might do that first. Especially because of the link. I checked the status on the Linkle mod.
Mm.
From what I can tell, they say they're like 95, 98% done.
Oh,
They
so
said they
close.
say it's basically fully playable. There's just like one or two more armors they haven't finished.
Oh, well, then fucking let us download it so we
You
just.
can.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank God.
So I might do that at some point. I'm still in my kind of Monster Hunter just urge. I don't know how long that'll last, but yeah.
I mean, I get a few indies to go through, but I don't think my indies are as long as your Monster Hunter, so maybe I'll start it.
Yeah, I was looking at my play times with Monster Hunter World.
Oh my
This is
God.
technically the third playthrough, I guess.
It's what, like 100 hours each playthrough?
Remind me and I'll show you when we stream tonight.
Oh boy.
Which, yeah, we're gonna start streaming again. We did stream one last night.
Yeah, it was in Kobini, so that was a cute little indie game that's more story heavy than you'd probably enjoy, but
Yeah, I would probably not play a game like this on my own, but it was cute. I mean, it's visually really good. I really love how everything looks, and it captures that Japanese cuteness. Where like you see the packages and just there's mascots and pretty little drawings. I love that. I wish we had more of that in this world instead of like the gamer fuel and all that kind of weird stuff we see when we go to our stores.
yeah.
Uh,
But you seem kind of maybe not upset would be the word, but just like with the old guy and like, oh, is this therapy? Are you my therapist now?
yeah, because like okay, it's not a convenience store simulator. It's more like a character and story based game that's gameplay also includes a little bit of convenience store.
Work.
Yeah. So like you're stocking stuff and checking the customers out, but each customer is their own character with their, I guess, their story. So far we've only run into 3 customers,
Who all
and
happen to be male, just pointing it out.
yeah, and one of them is an old man who's just like depressed and lonely. So he's like ranting and venting to you, and that's fine. Obviously, it's just I don't know. It reminds me when we were working at the convenience store and just how I didn't really want to deal with most customers.
Well, you also work night shift, so I'm not sure how much that would
She
influence.
works night shift too.
No, I know, but like I'm just saying in real life, what kind of weirdos would come into a gas station seeking therapy at like 3 o'clock in the morning versus I was working morning and vaguely afternoon shift.
I met alcoholics. I've met neo Nazis, gamblers.
Gamblers, the guy who ate out of the trash, essentially
Anyway, yeah. What's the game called? Konbini?
in Kobini.
Okay, so we'll play more. I'm assuming you want to play more of that later
Oh
this week,
yes.
right? Okay. Because, yeah, we're going to play Monster Hunter tonight. Well, as of the day we're recording this, I don't know when this podcast is going to go live, but we should make a habit of posting on Blue Sky when we're going to stream. So look out for that. If you're hearing this in the future, hopefully we're still streaming. If we haven't got sick of it. Who knows? Life is crazy. There's only so much time in life, so sometimes things escape from our hands. Um, I'm surprised we don't have more to talk about the game shows, but I guess
Well,
yeah.
what hell else have you been playing lately?
You know what? Before, I guess the whole thing that got me into the Monster Hunter thing is like I had just been played through Monster Hunter Rise, and before that I played Monster Hunter Stories 3. Playing through Monster Hunter Stories 3 made me think, "Oh, I kind of want to play a regular Monster Hunter game." So I only played through Rise once. I thought, "Okay, I'm going to play through that." And it's fine. But then I was on the Nexus mods, right?
Mm.
And somebody had commented on one of my things. So I go back and I was like just reminiscing through my old mods, and I'm like I looking at the Monster Hunter World graphics, I'm like I just kind of want to play that. It's a much prettier game. Cuz Monster Hunter World was made for like was it made for the PS4 and PC? It just looks so good, whereas Monster Hunter Rise was made for the Switch. So it's
So it's a bit downgraded.
yeah. And it's also very like high action in the sense that like Monster Hunter Rise, your character's almost like a ninja, so you're super zippy and fast. But so are the monsters, and some of the monsters, especially the newer ones, are just crazy. Like there's a dog that basically explodes itself to jump,
Jeez.
so it's like jumping around with explosions. It's so crazy.
But like in a good way?
Uh, I don't know. This is going to be it's going to depend on who you ask as far as Monster Hunter fans, but there are some monsters that are more down to earth and realistic.
Mm.
I prefer that style, I think.
Yeah, fair.
And every so often you run into an elder dragon that's like, whoa, this is a big deal. But then you get some monsters that are like the explosion dog who explodes everywhere, and like then you got like this dragon that's like a jet with like jet engines on it. It's like
Oh boy.
that's weird. I don't know. I don't really like that.
That sounds like it's getting into Pokemon territory.
I prefer the more down to earth things because like when the game does it right, it almost feels like you're just in nature trying to survive against these like monsters that will happily eat you. Whereas if everything's so anime and ninja and monster that literally, I know I'm harping on this, uses explosions to jump at you. It's weird, man. I don't know. But that's just the evolution of games. I think a lot of game series probably get that where they jump the shark a little bit.
But that's funny though, because you usually like not so serious games.
Well, yeah, I appreciate, especially Monster Hunter does a really good job of humor with like the palicos and stuff. But like that stuff works better when it's balanced against more down to earth. Like it's a good give and take. Where if everything starts being crazy, it just feels kind of goofy.
Oh, okay, fair enough. What about the mobile game you were playing?
Dragon Quest Smash and Grow. I think it's called Smash and Grow or Smash slash Grow. It's written down in a weird way. I think technically it's a slash between the words Smash and Grow. So if you're looking it up on the App Store, it's Smash slash Grow.
Okay.
Anyway, it's I guess the way people have been describing it is kind of like a vampire survivor. There's got to be a better term for that type of game
Yeah, because I don't think it looks anything like that.
mixed with Dragon Quest. But it also depends on what stages you're playing because there's a bunch of different modes. You got your adventure mode, which goes through a story, and you're like this character, and you find this little robot dude, and you're part of these knights, and you're helping, whatever. It's a Dragon Quest story. You go through stages in that, and each stage is like imagine you playing a new round of survivors, right?
Hmm.
You're starting from level 0, sort of. So as you're going through and you're beating the monsters, you get the little blue crystals that drop. You collect those and you level up. And every time you level up, you get 3 options. Maybe you can pick fireballs, or maybe you pick wind magic, or maybe you pick defensive stuff. Whatever. You get 3 options. You pick one, and then you keep going, fight more monsters. You level up again, pick 3 more options, and you go through the stage. You eventually get to the boss, and you beat the boss. Right.
Hmm.
Then you go to the next stage and you start all over. And you got like different biomes. Like the first one's the grassy field, and then you get like a cave and a forest and a beach, etc. And a haunted forest. I think there's like 2 forests. That's like the main gameplay loop. But then there's also like these challenge modes where it's a lot more like Dragon or Vampire Survivors, where it's like just an endless mode. And when enemies drop their little things, you level up. You can even get like that ability that hoovers up the crystals.
Hmm.
Then there's also events. There was an event for Dragon Quest 1. And it's like, oh, you got sucked into the Dragon Quest 1 world, but you're not really the real hero there, but you're still helping out and like going through the world. It's almost like you're playing through Dragon Quest 1, except you don't beat the Dragon Lord. And you get to this one part where there's a village in Dragon Quest 1 that's completely ruined. And when you get there, there's just like this evil knight thing and you fight him. But in this version, you get there, the town is still alive. So it's like, oh, this is different. What's going on? It's like, oh, this is before Dragon Quest 1. But you saved that town. That town didn't get destroyed. And it's like, what is happening? Blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of neat. But then at the end, it's like, well, thanks for coming by and saving the town and saving the people. I know you're not really the hero of this place. And it's like the goddess or something talking. But he's like, thank you for coming anyways, and we'll take it from here. And they send you off. And it's kind of like hinting that like you saved them, but like this isn't really their fate, and there's not much you can do about what actually happens.
That sucks.
So it's kind of interesting. I liked that, which is funny because then I saw like people on Reddit talking about it. It's like, oh, that's depressing, or oh, I know I'm not the hero, but we didn't do anything. And it's like, that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes you fix things, and then like a few years later, things go to hell anyways.
Hmm.
Or 4 years later, things go to hell. So you never know what's going to happen. And that's kind of like part of life. And just like, I really liked that. So this game basically has a bunch of different modes. But one of the downsides is that it's free to play.
Which means gotcha.
Yeah. Unfortunately, all the equipment, you make your own character. But all the equipment you use, your armor and weapons, that's all gotcha.
That sucks.
Yeah, that really does suck. So now, for example, they've released a new banner, and it's like, oh, this cool new ice spear and some new armor, but like, you just gotta get lucky with the gotcha to get it, and that's really shitty.
Okay, here's a question. If they took out the gotcha, how much would you pay for this?
If they took out the gotcha and put it on consoles and PC, I think the idea has a lot of merit. It could be I don't know if it would be a full price game. It's tough to say because it's that gotcha live service model where there's only so much content now, but they keep adding it, and they're going to keep adding a bunch of free content. That's so different than like a full price game, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's really hard to say. As it is right now, I mean, it could be a $20-$30 game, but I know they're going to keep adding stuff, so who knows? You can't really say, really. Like, one of the things they're going to add soon is more classes, Right now, you have, I think, 5 classes, which is warrior, mage, priest, thief, and martial artist. I think one of the new ones that they're going to add is like you have to level up warrior and priest, I think, to level 50 or something, and then that unlocks like a hybrid, like paladin class. So they're going to add a bunch of classes later on. They're just going to keep adding stuff. Like just yesterday or the day before, I forget exactly, they added a new mode, which is almost like a 30 floor dungeon. And it's kind of like I've been telling you, like you start this dungeon and it's you go in with your characters and you level your things from the beginning. And you're going through each floor. Every time you beat a floor, you get to pick one of 2 paths. Maybe one's a fighty path, maybe one's a healing path, maybe one's a treasure path, maybe one's a mystery path, etc. Right? That's been a new thing, and like that also introduced monsters, sort of. Not to the series, but like to the game. Like, oh, the killing machine is in.
Mm.
So it's like a new challenge, new mode, and that's probably only going to stay around for like a couple of weeks, and then it'll be gone. Just like the Dragon Quest One mode. That's in the game now, but it's gonna be gone soon. It kind of reminds me of Genshin Impact. Remember when we played that and we went into like the storybook world or some shit?
Oh, with the little like wooden block characters?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
animals or whatever it was. That's gone. If you wanted to go back and be like, that was a really fun place, I want to go play it, you can't. You just cannot.
that sucks.
It's awful. I hate that design. It's that kind of like FOMO. Like, you better get in and play it while you can.
Yeah.
And like, you're missing out on story. Like, I don't know if you remember that area in Genshin, but there was some kind of important story of like one of these characters and a dragon, and like the dragon came out to be real or some shit.
Vaguely, yeah.
That's like canon. That is part of the Genshin story now, but like no one can go back and like if you missed it, you're not going to be able to see it unless you like watch it on YouTube.
That's dumb.
It
Because,
is.
like, I got a little mobile game. It's just solitaire, so I won't get too into it. But it adds things of, like, you're building up this little town from essentially nothing, but you're just working towards gaining coins and all this other stuff. And right now, there's, like, a little quote unquote festival going on. So you're collecting balloons, and then you collect enough of the balloons, and you can trade them in for, like, cards and card backs, card fronts, boards, tables, stuff like that. And, like, I understand it's a festival, so it's only going to last for about a month. I think it's like 35 days long or something like that. But at least it's not like it's not a story heavy game, so it's not like I'm trying to rush through a story that they're going to take away. It's just, oh, they'll just take away access to getting the little special animals or something. But it's at least it's not story related.
Yeah.
And technically, while this festival is going on, they do open it up so that you can use all that same currency, the balloons in this case, for this one festival, to unlock old items from like I think it goes back to like 2020 or something. So like at least it's not story capped like Genshin apparently.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess it does still have that little bit of FOMO, but it's just visual stuff, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I guess you could say the same about this Dragon Quest. Like, the story things that are attached to these temporary modes don't feel important. And I mean, the story, even in the main game, isn't like amazing. It's just like a bunch of pictures talking to each other.
Mm.
So, I don't know. It's one of those games, it's just kind of fun to play. I wish it was on PC, because playing it on the phone where you're walking around with the touchscreen is just bad.
Yeah. But unfortunately, so many younger kids seem to be totally fine with playing stuff on their phone. I don't know how they do it because, like, even on the bus, I'll see either on the bus or waiting at KP or whatever, like, they're just there playing probably Fortnite or some other shooty game. And I'm like, how the fuck are you doing that?
Yeah, I can't
They're just
imagine.
used to it, I guess. Like, yeah, it's the new kids just grew up with this, so that's what they're used to. And it's like, no, I'm old. I still want to play it on the computer with mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, even when I'm playing this, like sometimes if I'm in a big boss room and I need to like run to avoid an attack or something, if I run down to the lower part of the screen,
Mm.
sometimes the character ends up underneath my finger and I can't see what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah,
I
that's gonna
hate
be
that.
annoying.
I
At
just
least with playing like solitaire, it's just CODs. It doesn't matter. Like I'm just moving it with my fingers, so there's not much action going on. But yeah, trying to do something more complex with 3D characters must be insane.
Speaking of Dragon Quest, though, you were playing Dragon Quest 7.
Yeah, a little bit. I figured okay, so I tried to get the connector from the 3DS to my computer, but it's the wrong C. It turns into the wrong USB-C or something, and like the connector into the capture card is not that USB version. I'm like, oh, I fucked up.
Oh,
So I can't connect it like I wanted to. So I figured, well, if we're streaming a game, and if I record an additional game for other YouTube videos, maybe I can just do the 3DS stuff for my own sake.
yeah, fine.
So it's still mostly just like playing before falling asleep in bed or something.
That's good. Yeah, it can be a sleepy game. And with the 3DS, you could just, like, shut it and...
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, I do try my best to play all the way to the church and at least save, but that is a possibility if need be.
Last I saw, you were at the village that with, like, a volcano or something. Did you finish that story?
Yeah, so we finished the festival. I went through that little dungeon. I got the holy water, splashed it on the big burning ball of blue fire or something, and they're like, "Yeah, you saved us," and then they all went back to town.
Oh, okay.
And then it came back out of the water, and I guess it does the same as the first island, where it comes out of the water, magically appears, and somehow it's different.
Yeah, the first island seemed to have like a more interesting story, where it's like you meet this like warrior lady, and she's like, "Oh, she's gonna help us," and like she helps you fight the a first few monsters before you get to town, and then like
Mm.
leaves. It's like, oh well, she was helpful, but now she's gone. But then like she's like this vengeful spirit or something.
Yeah, and she captured all the women from the village and stuff.
I remember it's been so long since I played this, but I do remember some of the islands had some fun stories like that, which I appreciate. It's kind of like Dragon Quest 9. 9 had a bunch of like stories where like you got your main story, but most of the time it's like you're dealing with little local stories. You get to a new town, figure out what their problem is, and kind of solve it, right?
Mm.
So I kind of like that loop.
I mean, if you're supposed to be a hero of a world or something, it does make sense that you're trying to, like, instead of the usual JRPG thing of, like, well, we go to defeat COD, this one's like, well, we have to help the local people.
Mm.
And yeah, that is pretty nice.
Also, Dragon Quest just has like the monsters are so fun.
Yeah, we've said, there's the little cactus ball guy, there's the flying mouse bee, there's the, oh, what's the word they use for it? The meow jester or something like that?
Magician.
Meowgician. That was pretty cute.
Yeah.
And then there's like the one that looks like a blue guy wearing a furry suit or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell his problem is, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, it's so good.
And how far did you play in this game? Because at least looking at what's saved on the 3DS, you only made it to level 11, and I'm like at level 10, so I'm basically caught up to you.
Yeah. When I was playing through the 3DS version, I was also splitting my time with Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey. So I was like playing two JRPGs and I just got kind of burned out. But
That's fair.
for the original on the PS1, I played all the way to I'm pretty sure I made it to All Trades Abbey.
Okay, I'll have to keep a watch out for that then.
Do you
I get
remember
that
All
far.
Trades Abbey from 9?
Uh, the big palace place?
Yeah, it's like you go there and you can change your job class, basically.
I think I barely made it there and then kind of quit soon after.
Yeah, that's as far as I got to in 7, and I don't remember much past that. Granted, I played on the PS1, so that one's notorious for just being so long and drawn out. So maybe you'll get there sooner, I don't know.
Which is funny because there's some parts of this going back and forth from the islands and then crossing the whole island, and it seems a little excessive.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, I guess this can count as a 30 or 40 hour RPG because I'm spending 10 hours of it running back and forth between these two villages.
It'll be interesting when you get to if and when you do get to All Trades Abbey, you should tell me because I kind of want to see that part again.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, Dragon Quest is great. I wish they would remake. I think we just talked about this, but they need to remake 5.
Mm.
But I would also be happy if they remade 9 because 9 was really good. One of the things I really liked about 9 is you make your own characters, so they're not like, oh, this is Veronica and this is what's his name. Like you're just making your characters, and whenever you get armor,
It actually changes.
yeah, Whereas in these old games, it's like we designed Maribel. Maribel has to look like Maribel.
Yep, she's not allowed to have any. I mean, no one is allowed to have any
Yeah.
changed
So
clothes.
when you put like bronze armor on Kiefer or whatever his name is,
Mm.
he just still has that red shirt.
Yeah, he's still dumb dumb.
However, the 3DS version does have different outfits. You will eventually see, but for now, it's
What
just,
you see is what you get forever.
yeah, it's kind of, this isn't a huge spoiler, but like eventually you get like different jobs and stuff, and that'll change your look, kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics.
Mm. Yeah, because right now the main little kid who they let you pick your name, so obviously I put in Deanna, and then it's just a little male boy the entire time.
Yeah, that's
He's
kind of,
got the little green hat, so he kind of looks like Link.
yeah, it's an interesting. It would be cool if they if especially for this one because I don't think there's any like love or marriage or anything. They should just like make a female character too to be like,
Pick one,
yeah.
like Pokemon.
I will say for Dragon Quest V, marriage and children are kind of a big part of it, and the three in Dragon Quest V, eventually you have to pick one of two different girls to be your bride. Now in the DS remake, they upped that to three. You can pick between the three characters that you
Ooh,
saw.
overflowing with choice, eh?
Yeah. So it's like, oh, depending on who you pick, your kids will look different. But they were characters in the story, so it's like, I mean, I guess it would be a lot harder to be like, you can pick a girl in that game. They're kind of stuck.
Hmm.
It would be a lot of work. They could do it if they were brave, but I doubt they would, and that's fine. Whatever. I still want that remade. But for a game like 7, where that doesn't really matter. I don't know. Maybe it does matter. Maybe your main character and Maribel fall in love and get married at the end. I really have no idea. But it just feels like for some of these games, it would be nice if they could just give you the choice. Because I know Dragon Quest 3, technically, you could pick your character and pick your gender. I think Dragon Quest 4, you can do that as well. Dragon Quest 4, you can pick your character, but all the other characters are set story characters. Dragon Quest 3, you can pick your character, and all the other characters you just make and choose their class. 5 is the one with marriage and, story. 6 is also just set characters. You can't change your main character. 7 is the one you're playing. 8 is also like, this is the character, you can't change them. 9 was the first one in a while where you could pick your character and change them. And I just want more of that. I don't want to play this little dude, this other person's OC. I want my own OC. And then be able to dress them up and be able to like, oh, I found something cool in the chest. It's this cool armor. Does it look cool? Sometimes it's like, maybe this looks cooler than the other armor, but it's not as good or something. And it's like, I kind of like that.
Yeah, variety every once in a while.
But I don't know. It's a minor thing, I guess.
But then on the other hand, with these set characters, I'm playing this story of like this, I don't know, 8 or 9 year olds. The girl's probably like 10 to 12, and then like the almost 18-year-old boy, and they're just going on their childhood adventure shit.
Yeah, I don't know how old they technically are, but
I think they do say Kiefer is about to turn 18, give or take.
I always figured your main character was probably like 14. He's not that much younger.
I don't know. I guess
He's just
I
a
saw
shorty.
him as a little kid. And it's just funny because in the beginning, you have like one of the NPCs talking about how Kiefer keeps like going off, and he's a prince, so he's supposed to be getting used to his kingly duties, so if his father passes he becomes king, etc., etc. But like he keeps like leaving the castle and going off on his own little adventures, and the NPC is just like, oh, he's gotten with the wrong crowd, and I'm like, he's the like basically 18-year-old. I think at the time I was like, oh, I'm just like an 8-year-old kid. He's the bad influence here. I don't know what you're going on. I'm just a little kid.
Well, it kind of makes, in a way, like that's how royalty are, and like the aristocrats and nobles, like, oh, you're are good boys hanging out with the common rabble.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, but on the other hand, I think the king himself knows it's his kid's doing, and he's just being an obstinate little shit because he's a teenager, and that's what teenagers do.
Yeah, they're interesting characters. I remember I did like my time with 7. I think there's an island Well, I won't get into spoilers, but yeah,
There's a lot of fucking islands. I'll
yeah.
say that
That
much.
that's the kind of the interesting thing about that game. Where like in a lot of other RPGs, you're like exploring this big world and like, oh, what's this new continent? What's out here? But in this one, it's like these continents kind of don't exist in a way, or they did, but they don't anymore. And like you're just not only figuring out what's going on, but like everything is always a new surprise.
Mm.
So that's fun.
The only thing I'll say is going to the room where you put in all the tablets and stuff, and I'm just like, oh god, there's so much shit to collect.
Yeah,
I'm not really looking forward to having to collect 8 different pieces just to unlock one island, but
I'm guessing a lot of those islands are
mm,
just optional too.
maybe.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like, oh, you collected 3 pieces. You go to this one island, and it's just a single cave with a cool treasure chest or something.
Maybe.
I don't know. I guess you'll see if you go that far. Maybe
Mm.
one day I'll play through it again.
So, do you think that was a pretty good update since Christmas time?
Yeah, that's probably good for now. It was just a nice warm up to get back into the swing of things, and I do really like this.
And hey, last time, I mean, we did go for almost what, 2 years, a little bit over 2 years, something like that. So,
I don't remember.
but there's a lot of games to play, and with editing different games to put on YouTube and to stream them, and hopefully we'll have a lot more variety
Yeah, and
when
like
it comes to podcasting time.
even in the short time we were away, I feel like there's so many games that we played that we could have talked about. Like I
Well, we can talk about that next time.
sure, maybe next time I'll talk about Monster Hunter Stories 3.
And I'll talk about Subnautica,
Okay.
because I played that too.
Yeah, sure.
It's okay. We have a lot of games to play catch up on, so
Yeah, and a lot of new games to. Well, it's
hope
obvious.
for.
If we're still alive, we're still playing games.
We'll try our best.
Okay, then. Well, that was a nice.
A nice welcome back, and we hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and we hope you enjoy us in the future for more coming.
Yeah, check us out on Blue Sky, I guess.
Yes, talk with us.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we don't have a lot of people, so if you're listening to this, feel free to just chat us up and we'll, talk about other things. Maybe you saw something on one of the shows that you thought was really cool.
Or maybe you want to argue with us about something.
Yeah, there's definitely stuff we could. I'm trying to not be negative. Like, there's a lot of stuff in the shows that I didn't like, or stuff that you maybe annoyed you, and it's like I don't want to have like negative.
Well, okay, maybe arguing would be a little bit harsh, but something like maybe I don't agree with I don't know, your take on the Ocarina of Time, or I have different ideas of how it comes out, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's stuff like that's fine.
Different ideas, but not like cranky.
Yeah, people, please don't take any opinion personally.
Yeah,
We all like and dislike our own different things. And that's the fun thing about this that we do. We both like such different games.
yeah.
We're going to be empathetic and try to learn and understand what we like about these games, which is going to be fun tonight when I make you watch me play Monster Hunter for a bit.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Alrighty, that's enough then.
We'll see you guys next time.
Take care. Be
Bye.
good.